Kabiga. Or at least that's how they say good morning in their most dominant dialect, Ilocano. Anyways, my name is Elmer.
And I'm Rohan. Together, we will uncover the land of smiles and beauty.
So sit back, relax, and be ready to be fascinated by the beauty of Region 2, Cagayan region.
Cagayan region, officially designed as Region 2, is an administrative region in the Philippines occupying the northeastern section of Luzon. It covers 5 provinces: Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, and Quirino. The regional center is the city of Tuguegarao.
Cagayan is more than just a land of fertile valleys, mighty rivers, and towering mountains. It is a living museum of the Filipino spirit. Within its landscapes lie stories and etched in stone, whispered in prayer and preserved through generations. Every care, every church, and every shrine carries a legacy of faith, resilience, and identity that continues to shape its people today. To truly uncover the heart and soul of this region, we journey into 3 of its most timeless landmarks. Treasures that do not simply stand as monuments of the past, but as living symbols of culture and heritage that inspires Cagayanos and visitors alike.
First, we journey into the heart of Cagayan, the world-famous Calao Cave in Peña Blanca. Nestled with the Peña Blanca protected landscape and seascape, this natural wonder is the crown jewel among more than 300 caves in the region. To enter, visitors ascend the dramatic 184 steps, rewarded with the breathtaking of the cave's 7 chambers, each sculpted by time and nature. 5 of these chambers have natural skylights, massive holes in the limestone ceiling where beams of sunlight stream in, illuminating intricate rock formations in the iconic chapel inside the main chamber. Here, nature itself built a cathedral, but Calao Cave is more than a tourist attraction. It is a portal to the past. In 2007, archaeologists unearthed the remains of the Calao man, later identified as Homo lusocensis, a distinct species that walked these lands at least 67,000 years ago, making it the oldest known human fossil in the Philippines. Tourists exploring Calao Cave discovered that Cagayan is not just a destination. It is a gateway to understanding the deep prehistoric roots of the Filipino people and how nature and spirituality come together in one remarkable site.
Standing proudly in the heart of Tuguegarao City is the St. Peter and Paul Metropolitan Cathedral. It is the largest Spanish colonial church in Cagayan Valley. Built between 1761 and 1768 under the Dominican friars, this 18th century Baroque masterpiece is made almost entirely of locally fired bricks, giving it its iconic deep red facade. Every arc, every carving, and every high relief detail tells a story of artistry and resilience. Its elaborate facade showcases broken pediments, carved roosters, Marian symbols, and Corinthian-style pilasters, features that inspired the design of other churches across the region. Declared a historical landmark by the National Historical Commission in 1982, the cathedral is more than a building. It is a living symbol of faith and endurance, surviving wars, earthquakes, and the passage of centuries. As a declared historical landmark, the cathedral stands as a living witness to centuries of devotion, resilience against natural calamities, and the deep-rooted Catholic faith of Cagayanos. Tourists here discover not just a church, but a cultural heritage site that tells a story of how faith and communities preserve traditions.
And finally, the Basilica Minor of Our Lady of Piat. Hailed as a pilgrimage center of the North, here rests a centuries-old image of the Black Virgin of Piat, whose miracles have inspired faith and hope across generations. Known as the Black Virgin of Piat, the image has long been associated with miracles and answered prayers. drawing thousands of devotees each year. Its deep cultural and spiritual impact led Pope John Paul II to elevate the church to the status of a minor basilica in 1999, the first in the Cagayan Valley. So what are you waiting for? Step into Piat and witness the power of faith and experience the intangible cultural heritage that continues to unite Cagayanos and draw pilgrims from across the nation.
As you journey through the iconic landmarks that shape Cagayan's identity, from the ancient Calao Cave to the enduring Tuguegarao Cathedral and the sacred Basilica of Our Lady of Piat, we see not only the structures of stone and faith, but the living soul of a region rich in culture and history.
But beyond these sacred walls and timeless sites lies a heritage that breathes in the daily lives of its people, in their craft, their celebrations, and their enduring traditions. Let us explore the tangible and intangible treasures that define the heart of Region 2. High on the hills of Basco, Batanes, overlooking the sea and rolling terrains, is Mount Carmel Chapel, also known as Tocon Chapel. Completed in 2008, it blends modern design and traditional Ivatan aesthetics, stone walls, simple lines, inspired by the local vernacular houses. Though relatively new, the chapel has become a place of reflection and spirituality. Sunday services at 4 p.m. continue despite damage caused by typhoons in 2016, which collapsed part of its ceiling and destroyed artwork. The community's ongoing efforts to rebuild remind us that heritage is not just preserved, it is lived, rebuilt, and renewed.
Next, perched in the quiet town of Ibana, Batanes, stands the House of Takay, masterpiece of Tibetan stone architecture built in 1887 by Luisa Estelle. Named after her nephew Jose Takay Estrella, this house has withstood the test of time, surviving the devastating 1918 earthquake that flattened much of the town. The walls are nearly a meter thick, built using limestone and lime mortar, while the roof is thatched with coven grass, replaced every few decades to withstand the fury of typhoons Ashbel. The House of Dakay is said to be the oldest stone house in Batanes and is considered a UNESCO heritage building. Located in the town of San Jose de Ivana in Batan Island, the structure has remained intact over the years. Visiting the House of Dakay, tourists learn how Ivatan builders merge functionality with heritage. The architecture isn't just about beauty, it's about survival, community, and identity.
Every July, thousands of pilgrims journey to the Basilica Minor of Our Lady of Piat, the pilgrimage center of the North. This devotion, dating back over 400 years, continues to unite people in faith and hope. Every July, thousands of pilgrims journey to the Basilica Minor of Our Lady of Piat, the pilgrimage center of the North. This devotion, dating back over 400 years, continues to unite people in faith and hope. Each candle lit, each prayer whisper, reflects the unwavering spirituality of the Cagayano people, a heritage that transcends generations.
The northernmost part of the Philippines, the Ivatan people keep their tradition alive with the ancient craft of bako bibig. Made from dried voyaya palm leaves, the bakul is more than just a protection against the wind and rain. It is a symbol of the Ivatan's enduring resilience, harmony with nature, and pride in their identity. Last but not the least, the bustling city of Tuguegarao, culture is tasted, not just seen. The iconic Pansit Patil Patong, made with fresh Mickey noodles, sauteed beef, and a savory egg topping, is more than a local delicacy. It's a story served in every bowl. Each bite connects visitor to the warmth, creativity, and communal spirit of the Cagayano kitchen. For locals, it's comfort food, but for travelers, it's a culture on a plate.
Region 2 is not just a destination, it is a living classroom of culture and heritage.
Every stonehouse,
Every prayer
and in every festival.
teaches us who we are as Filipinos.
As tourism students, we see the Cagayan region with extraordinary potential. A place where the past breathes to the present and where every traveler becomes part of its continuing story.